Hi guys, Redneck Wannabe here. I hope all's well with you and your family today. So I thought I would do an experiment, or I thought I'd show the results of an experiment. So what had happened, or how this came about, is I started all of my seedlings the 1st of February of this year, and I had them in the greenhouse. And what I used was just plain old compost, and they sprouted really well. They did real well, and so I don't know about y'all, but whenever I plant some, I want the big daddy. You know, I don't want these little bitty, spindly, spiny plants that you put in there. I mean, I want the big thing. That's why I wanted. My thinking was I'll plant in, 1st of February, and then middle of March, end of March, somewhere right in there, depending on the weather. Whenever things were ready, then I would plant. Well, when I planted all my seedlings, they, like I said, they popped up real well and they started to do well. But so as they're growing, I'm thinking, okay, they're going to start growing bigger, better, all that. But in particular, the peppers and some of the tomatoes just really started looking real yellow, and they started petering out. And I'm like, man, what's going on? And so I finally took some rabbit manure, and I put in the bottom. I had some cookie sheets, and I put the rabbit manure in the cookie sheets, and then I put the seedlings on top of the cookie sheets, and I watered and had had the plant absorb everything up through the bottom. And they turned around. They're looking better. I still haven't planted them, but they're looking really good, and they're growing, and so I will be planting them soon. But it got me to thinking that what's the perfect potting soil? And so I did an experiment, and what I did was I took I'm going to show you real quick, but this is the type of dirt that we have. It's just real sandy stuff. And so I took sand, compost, and then what I've been doing lately is I'll take compost and I'll take chicken manure, and I'll mix half and half. So I've got dirt, compost, half and half, and then also one of the videos that I don't remember his last name, Paul something, but he did the Back to Eden, or he popularized the Back to Eden. But he was saying something about how his chickens are his soil manufacturing facility or whatever. So I just went and got a handful of the dirt out of the chicken coop, and so that is the other container. And so my thinking is everybody has dirt, everybody can get compost. Some people have rabbits, some don't. Most people that are watching this video have chickens, and so they can grab the dirt out of those chicken yards and do their potting soil. And so I'll show you the results, and I'll try to give you as many things as I've seen so far. So here you go. And it's a real windy day, so I'm trying to stay out of the wind between the house. So this was dirt, this was compost, this was half rabbit manure and half compost, and this was the chicken yard. So a couple things that I found interesting is, here's the dirt, okay? Real sandy stuff, and I literally just went and grabbed some dirt over there and put it in here. The funny thing was, whenever I would do the watering, the dirt held the water. I mean, the water would get up here to the lip of the cup, and it would stay there for a good 15-20 minutes. The rest of the water would seep right through. The other funny thing I found was the chicken, the stuff out of the chicken yard, that seemed to dry out the fastest. So I would water, and then I would only water once a day, and so I'd leave it out in the sun. And so if I watered, say, at 4 o'clock, the next day, if I came out at, say, 3 o'clock, this thing would be starting to be wilted, because it just needed water. So this would dry out faster. And I watered this morning, and you can see here how muddy it still is, versus the compost. It's dry. But the funny thing, so if you look at the coloration, and man, I just don't know if you can tell, but the dirt is definitely more yellow. The compost is not as yellow, but it's still yellow. And then the half and half and the chicken yard, those are, you know, you may not be able to see it in the camera. This is just a hair greener than the half and half, but these are still much more green than the dirt and the just plain compost. So I think next year, I don't know if I'm gonna do a half and half, or I'm just gonna go straight out to the chicken yard and you know, and pull the dirt out of there. And you know, one thing in that video that I saw with Paul, he was screening his chicken yard, and I didn't. I just grabbed a handful and put it in there because, you know, I didn't really care. Like I said, this is just a hair greener. This was much more greener than the rest this morning, so I don't know if it's just starting to get dry, because I watered this morning, so I don't know if it's just starting to get a little dry or not, but this was a deeper green. So I hope this helps whoever. And you know, I've seen videos where people say you can make your own, but you have to bake it and, you know, kill all the fungus and bad stuff or whatever. You know, I just do it, and I've had, you know, fairly good luck. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with y'all, and I hope it helps, and I appreciate y'all. Y'all take care. Bye.